Hey there, Foxy fans. Welcome to the garage. Everyone says that, I guess, in the opening of these things. But we have a garage now. The last time I shot one of these, we were working in the street. And that was like 3 years ago. I kind of got out of shooting these. I just got into the easy peasy format of Instagram and left the YouTube world behind. Number of reasons about that, but long story short, my buddy Dennis of Patina Code kind of let me talk myself into doing this again. And I realized why I sort of stopped. I got in way over my head. I was putting way too much attempted production value into the videos. I was spending hours and hours and hours editing video that nobody saw. Or if they did see, it's still on it's still on YouTube, but I think all 7 of my viewers saw it. Not that, I'm doing it for the numbers of the count or anything else, just doing it. That said, I stopped doing it. It is a lot of work, all the editing. I got myself in a position where I was camera crazy. I had too many cameras. I long story short, bought an auction consignment of a defunct reality TV adventure channel from New York. Camera stock. I got a bucket of GoPros, quite literally. And I had too many GoPros. And when you got all these GoPros, you start using them. I had too many. It's so much film. I got so much stock still on a 2 terabyte drive inside. I can't even go through it. It's just too much. And I got out of it. I got in a weird funk where I thought I really ought to pay attention to living more than recording living. And I just got to really experience being in the moment about things and just doing things and building and kind of pursuing goals. And that's worked out well. I've moved states, moved towns, bought my aunt and uncle's 100-year-old home with their 100-year-old garage and done some renovating. It's small, it's cramped, but it's mine. And it's my happy place, and I love it. And I'm spending more and more time in here, and I thought I would, I decided I'm going to start doing this again. Derek Barry of Vice Grip Garage, indirectly showed me the way. This guy shoots on a phone. He has more gear now. He has more production value. But he's a business now. Like, he just runs and runs and runs. He's making content. He's editing. He's, but that's fine. But the way he started, it was compelling right from the get-go because it was real. It was him just talking to his cell phone like this, wandering around, pointing things out. I can do that. Anyone can do that. But you just got to try. Got to put that effort in. So I decided going into 2022 that I'm going to put some more effort in. So here we are, home from the city, working Times Square. I just got home, and I'm going to put some effort in. I'm going to shoot one of these. I'm going to start just throwing them up on Instagram. YouTube. I already do Instagram kind of habitually, but I'm going to throw it up in YouTube and maybe cross-pollinate a little and see what happens. Give you a little tour of the shop. These are 100-year-old barn doors. These are original. Some reinforcement done, but the glass, it's all original. You got air bubbles in it and all kinds of stuff. The hardware, it's neat. They don't seal well. They're drafty and probably not all that secure, but they're original. And what are you going to do about that? Some people have already told me I should put a beam in and put a big roll-up door and increase the space. And I don't know. This is from a guy who LS swaps old cars. There's something about keeping the old stuff, enough of the old stuff to keep the feel of it. Because I did just add a new electrical service, 100 amp panel off the house and LED lighting. So I guess this is the equivalent of LS swapping a 100-year-old garage with modern technology. Maybe I'll put solar panels on the roof too and really go all out. LS swap the roof. Yeah, so it's 18 foot long by 21 or 22 foot wide. The guy who built it 100 years ago was an Italian concrete mason. Came off the boat. I guarantee you he learned his trade by that's so good, because nothing in here is particularly square or true or level or anything else. We laid a new floor summer before last. We epoxied it. Sort of holding up. That's what happens when you spill ATF fluid and then blast some grinder sparks into it, and well, you set your floor on fire. So anyways, so epoxy, floor epoxy doesn't like being set on fire. That's also where everything kind of grinds right here. The crawler, the chair, the jacks, the lip, the whole thing. But whatever. The tool chests sort of have accumulated at this end with the tool shelf of junk that's collapsing on itself. I got too much. But it's nice having all my tools in one place. Only got a small allotment in the house now, and my wife is very happy to not have 500 pounds of tools on the dining room table anymore. That's one half of the garage. The other half is Foxy's space. I'm glad I don't have a bigger car. Literally, I got her bumper on the wall. And the nose, we can just squeeze by to open and close the doors and get a hood popped if we needed to. Got a bunch of blankets right now taking up the air gap at the bottom because it's 30 degrees outside. That's how much space we have. So if you're a passenger, you're getting out before I pull in. And I guess the star of the show, we have Foxy. Since the earlier videos on YouTube, well, she's been LS swapped, which was sort of always the goal since I got the car. She's had 30,000 miles put on that swap. We have gone at least 10 different states. I'd have to count them down for you. But we've gone all the way up to the Northeast. We've gone up to Canada. We've gone as far west as Ohio, Norfolk. We've gone as far south as Maryland. And I'd love to keep increasing that range. She's good for it. In theory. Everything is theoretical. Pop the hood here. Grab a light. Not that you really need it. So that's the LS swap. We won't get into all the technicals yet. We'll save that for future things. But this was, everything with this was done by myself. The only thing that I ever really paid out for anyone else to do was the guy to originally charge the AC system for me when I put AC in last year. Yeah, so this is us. Her battery's been acting up lately. I did a torque converter change recently, so I had everything apart. So I've been... Let's play the battery lottery, shall we? Prime that pump. Get the key in the ignition. Not that it matters which way it goes. Anything will start this car. Nope. Yeah, we're at 12.1. If it says 12.3, she'll start. We're just a little bit low. I think I got a little parasitic draw somewhere that I can't track down. I have been chasing... I was pretty convinced it wasn't... It was a dead cell in the Optima, but I think amongst my myriad of wiring and other disasters, this is all me, of course. I got a parasitic draw somewhere that's just taking it down after a couple of days. I didn't start it yesterday. Some days she'll fight through it. Oh well. Anywho, that wasn't the point of this video, but projects kind of piled up here. This is her new old torque converter. Her old torque converter is down in that pile. These wheels and rims are part of the next project. I need more brakes in this car. I got 11-inch rotors on the front. It turns out after it was a Right Stuff kit, and after I went through my first set of pads, I had to get more, and I thought they were late Gen 2 Camaro brakes. Turns out they're not. They're 1990 Buick Roadmaster brakes, or LeSabre brakes. Who knew? But there's not enough. Doing burnout, she pushes through. In stop and go traffic, she pushes through. I thought the torque converter would help, and it did a little, but on the road tours I go out with large groups of guys, and we get going, doing a lot of hills and ups and downs and bumper to bumper type stuff. And too many times I nearly hit someone, nearly ran into a buddy. And that's not good. So this is the next project. These are C5 Corvette front brakes, 13-inch rotors, 4 piston calipers on a hub, not a spindle, and an extra set of power stop rotors and pads, because it turns out, well, it's all got buried. Sorry. I mean, one of these days I'm just going to do a cleanup video in here, and you guys can watch me clean up for an hour. Got our Power Stop Evolution carbon fiber ceramic performance pads. It's definitely overkill, but overkill is underrated. Because it turns out the wheel kit, I was going to piece it together myself, but it became a thing when I finally got into CPP's catalog. And if you happen to come up with an eBay coupon, suddenly their kit becomes very affordable. There we go. 13-inch rotors, slotted and drilled, which will look flashy. Problem is, as much I finally got her wheel combo and spacing and everything else right, and I have to throw it all out the window, because 15-inch rim is not going to fit a 13-inch rotor with calipers. So, since I figured I was doing C5 brakes, I looked around and I found a young gentleman who is a would-be drifter who was selling off a burnt out set of C5 rims. Nothing special, but for the price, or $100, couldn't really go wrong. Of course, the tires are shot, you know. I was really just going for the rim. I think this is just Plasti Dip, but whatever. I'm really not that concerned. Appearance is sort of always secondary for me. Over here, we got ourselves a set of Nitto 555 G2 tires in the stock C5 sizing for the front, which is 245, 45, 17. The rears are 275, 40, 18s. I'm still tracking those down. I got a guy in Atlanta right now that I'm trying to haggle some shipping price down for him. He's got a decent price on the tires, but he wants $100 to ship them, and at that point I might as well buy new. So that's sort of the next project on the horizon. I got to get my rubber mounted and everything else before I get into tearing the front of the car apart. Foxy's paint continues to evolve. The epoxy primer we put on in 2017 continues to erode in strange and wonderful ways. But you see the line right here. But I don't mind the calico look, to tell you the truth. Done bare metal. I'm doing some calico. The hood is yellow because it came yellow, and honestly, it's the nicest hood I've had to date. It's virtually flawless. Small ding right around there on that side. But it's good. So, yeah, random paint job continues to be random, but... Oh, sorry. There we go. You don't get a good slam on that. She pops up on good potholes. Okay, so that's the next project. I might start that tomorrow. I'm on break for the next 3, 4, 5 days. Yeah, so this is it. This is me. This is Foxy. This is, some people call it the lab. My partner in crime calls it the lab. I don't know. It doesn't feel scientific yet, or even nearly hygienic enough to be called the lab. But we'll see. All right, so I'm getting to the point where I'm just saying a whole lot. So I'm gonna let it go here. Thanks for tuning in, clicking on, finding this video in the myriad of YouTube, and let's see where this goes.